This is Module 1, California Real Estate Practice, Unit 1, Getting Started in Real Estate. As a real estate agent, you need to be a professional. You need to find out what your client needs and identify those needs, and then move heaven and earth to make sure you can get them what they want. During that time, you're going to deal with their emotions and their dollars. How excited are they? What kind of pressure they have to move into a new house or to sell a house? And what kind of dollars do they expect if they're a seller? Or if they're a buyer, how much can they pay? And can they go over that dollar figure to purchase a house? What you're looking for is to fulfill their needs. Say on a buyer side, they're looking for a perfect house. Um, they want to find that perfect house, and a lot of times people go out and look and they really can't find it. For example, they may want a single family home with no homeowners association on a half acre lot in a great school district, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath. But they have to be realistic as far as what they can find. And maybe they need to be a little more creative and look for a home that almost fits their needs and maybe change it. For example, purchasing a home, you may find a home that's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, but it's single family on a half acre lot and it's got the school district you want. Well, maybe the option is to do a renovation loan as you purchase, which you can do, which is a combination. It's a takeout loan or the permanent loan. Plus, it can include the cost for refinancing, or not refinancing, but for um, the construction costs for building out that fourth bedroom. So, in that situation, they found almost perfect home, and with a renovation loan, they made it their dream home. A healthy real estate economy really translates into a healthy economy. There's a lot of jobs that are supported by the real estate industry: construction jobs, building homes, uh, renovating homes, rehabbing homes, materials and supplies, Home Depots. Normally, when you purchase a home, too, the first thing you're going to do when you walk in is replace a carpet, tile, and paint. So those people that sell those type of products are really going to benefit from the real estate industry. Other services, you've got roofers, you've got appraisers, you've got escrow and title companies, grocery stores. So a lot of businesses directly benefit from a healthy real estate market. As you look with your customer, you really need to nail down what they want, and that means product differentiation, meaning what kind of square footage are you looking for in a home, what kind of location you're looking for, what kind of decorating, uh, what sort of maintenance will it need, what are the schools like in that area. People will be emotional, and that'll determine what kind of buyer you have and what the buyer will pay. And that has to do with buyers and sellers' knowledge. Imperfect knowledge may lead to people making poor decisions. But in today's market, there's so much information, and I would say over 70% of the people that purchase a home or are interested in selling a home will get on the internet and start educating themselves. There's a lot of information on the internet at this time. As a realtor, you'll have access to the MLS. There's a lot of good tools that you can use through the multiple listing service, whether it be a virtual tour to show your home so people can just click a link and look at the home inside. As far as other information, as far as comparable sales that you can compare your home to and come up with a price, say if you're the listing agent, um, to price your subject property at. Buyers and sellers are motivated. You may have a will sell um, seller um, or a must sell seller. For example, if somebody's being transferred, they're must sell. So they need to get their home sold and off to their new location. Or as opposed to a will sell, they can sit and wait for a while and find the perfect buyer to come in and purchase at the price that they want. And likewise, we have a will buy or a versus a must buy buyer. Maybe somebody's transferring into the area and they need to get the kids in school. So they're a must buy. They need to find something now to get the home, get moved in, get their kids in school. Whereas you may have somebody who is a will buy. I mean, I'm going to buy, but I'm going to move into the area right now and maybe rent for a little while and then purchase the home that I'm looking for. Also, you're looking for good terms. People need to be aware of what's available in the market today, and that has to do with interest rates. What are rates today? Are they low interest rates? Are they high interest rates? Is there seller financing available? For example, if somebody wants to purchase a house and it's a $500,000 house and they do not want to pay any mortgage insurance. So with not paying mortgage insurance, you have to have 20% equity in your home. So that would be like putting 20% down. Let's say you only have 10% to put down. You may have somebody buy a home and put 10% down. The seller would carry a second trust deed. So you have two loans on the property, your first trust deed and a second that the seller carries. So in this situation, say a $500,000 house, 20% down would be $100,000. The buyer would put down $50,000. The seller would carry another $50,000. You've got an 80% loan to value, so no mortgage insurance. And are there other type of products? Are there first-time buyer products? Are there low down payments? Those type of things. Easy qualifying loans, which there aren't too many today. You need to look at the stratification of the market also, and that's based on price tags. And that could mean money for you. Say, for example, you're starting out and you want to start selling real estate, and you're looking at two areas you may have as your farm. In area one, homes are between $250,000 and $300,000, and that's a hot market. So you could jump in there and do multiple sales. On the other hand, maybe you're looking at somewhere closer to the beach, and the properties are 800,000 or 900,000, and it's a little bit slower. There aren't as many buyers. Now, and that's not to say you can't make money there. You may not sell as many homes in that area because of the number of buyers, qualified buyers coming in to purchase. But if you sell a couple homes there at 800,000 or 900,000, you're making really good commissions. So that's a choice you're going to have to make. So would it be the 250 to 300,000 price range, or the upper end tier that you're looking for? That's a decision that you'll have to make. As you're moving out into the field, one of the things we're noticing today too, and this has to do with the brokerages, and that's one of the things that you need to do also as a licensee as you're coming out. When you go to a job interview with a broker, think about it this way. The broker's not so much interviewing you, you're interviewing the broker to find out what they have to offer you to make you successful. And what we're seeing today is many brokerages are training people very well. So what we're seeing in the field is better trained salespeople that sell efficiently. So look for a good broker, and they're going to train you and tell you how to run your business, and also join a board of realtors. First thing, the board of realtors is going to have the path for you to get the multiple listing service, the MLS. They have a tremendous amount of training. So join a board, because as you pay your dues, all the training you get from the board of realtors is free. What we're seeing a lot too is a buyer brokerage, people that specifically just work with buyers, so they really know the market. And what this actually does is, as an end result, is you get buyers that don't overpay because your real estate agents really know the market. What we're also seeing is a lot of offices that have been combined into larger offices. And what we're seeing too is some of the larger companies, like the Keller Williams, like Compass Realties, we're seeing a real successful models that are presented in the offices and giving support to the agents coming in. So they're getting trained. They have a successful business model that they're training people in. And what ends up is they're successful in getting up and running quicker. One of the things that they'll also do too in these larger offices is have the technology that you're going to need to be successful. That's not only the MLS, but you'll have a website. They'll have farming tools where you can go out and market people so you can get your buyers and sellers. Another thing we're seeing is a growth of a team concept or partnerships, because as you're first coming out, money's tight. So you may want to form a partnership, maybe with somebody that's a little more experienced than you, or has some of the tools that you don't have, as far as technology and such, where you can work together as a partnership and go out and try to get listings or get buyers into new homes. We're also always seeing financing options. that are changing on the more conservative side today, but we are seeing low interest rates and really aggressive products where people can purchase. Most times people are coming in with 10 or 20% down on a piece of property, but there are other programs out in the market where people can come in with little or no money down. And that might be FHA, it might be VA with no money down. USDA has a program which is 0% down. CalHFA has a program where you can get a 96.5% loan to value or a low down payment, 3.5% down. And they'll also come in with a silent second to help somebody purchase a home. We're also seeing different commission splits too. So as you go into your office, make sure you negotiate. You don't want to walk in and say, and the broker says, well, we'll give you 50-50 and say, okay. You might want to negotiate and say, well, 75-25 sounds better. 25 to you and 75% to me, or an 80-20. So it's whatever the market's going to bear and you ask for, you can negotiate your own split. Broker fees are also negotiable for the clients. Most often people will try to get a 6% split. I'm sorry, no, 6% commission, which would be 3% to the buyer's agent, 3% to the seller's agent, or it may get down to 4.5%. So the customer is going to dictate that and say, well, I don't want to pay 6%. Let's work on something different. So what you'll see in the market today is, say, 4.5%, where it may be 2.5% to the selling agent and 2% to the listing agent. Sometimes you'll even see flat fees. This is normally in new home sales, where you might sit on a track and the builder will give you a, say, $2,500 a month in a base salary, and then $500 a home when those sell. A la carte financing was around for a while, but it's not too common today. What that means is you pay for your services that you're giving your client. For example, in the old days, I remember people used to say, well, would you list a property for me in the MLS? And someone would say, yeah, I'll get $500 and I'll list it on the MLS, but I'm not going to do anything else. So you're going to have to handle the sale after that point. Then again, too, maybe I'll list it and I'll handle the contract, and then that'll be another price. So that's what a la carte financing is. Most offices have different sorts of fees that they'll charge as far as splits. And then, of course, you'll have to pay some office fees also. Maybe that'll be a technology fee, copying fee, document fee, whatever that may be. A lot of people will hear that, say, RE/MAX has a 100% split. So you're making 100% of the commission. But it goes on from there where the salesperson gets all the commission, but they have to pay fees to the broker. And that may be a long list of fees, like a desk rental, a technology fee, on and on and on, where, bottom line, you're probably getting the same as a 70-30 split. But 100% sounds pretty attractive. Make sure and look at that and work out a budget before you decide if that's best for you. A general business brokerage normally deals with residential listings and sales. Residential normally means 1 to 4 units. Most agents represent the buyers or the sellers in the sale of residential property. And when we're talking about dwelling units, we're talking about single-family homes, a planned unit development, or a condo. Planned unit development is probably a single-family home in a surrounding area that has common. It might have a pool in it or something like that. So it's a single-family home. You'll pay a small homeowners association fee, but then get some amenities that you can enjoy in your new home. And what agents ultimately will do through their marketing will be to find owners willing to sell and buyers wanting to go out and secure properties. And of course, you'll have agency agreements with those clients. You'll also have an agreement with your broker. And with that, you use the multiple listing service too. And the multiple listing service, in addition just to listing your property, they also have a ton of tools in there to help market. So you can do CMAs or comparative market analysis for your customers. There's all kinds of stuff you can use in in the multiple listing service. There are some areas in specialization you may want to get involved in also. Some people want to sell manufactured homes. So manufactured homes can be a mobile home. They can be real property. Manufactured home, if you're looking at it a real property, it's got to be affixed to a lot. And then you could sell it just like any single family home in the market. Where it gets tricky is if it's a manufactured home and it's still movable, meaning it's got skirting around some wheels. Makes it very difficult in one sense in getting financing for it. So if you are going to sell manufactured homes that are movable, then you're working with the Department of Motor Vehicles, and financing is a little more difficult. You need to find yourself a good lender for manufactured home lending products. If it is a manufactured home on it that's affixed to a lot, you won't have any problem. Any program is available to you to use, whether they be FHA, VA loans, conventional loans. Tract sales are an option also if you want to work with a builder and help sell a project out for them. If you've got guaranteed business and you're selling homes that the builder is constructing and ready to take out to the market. You may want to sell residential income property, meaning it's income property. I'm not going to live in it. I'm going to buy it, have some equity in the property, and then receive rents off that, whether that be a single family home and rent it out or 1 to 4 units. You know, people will buy a triplex or a fourplex or duplex and then gain the rents off of that and earn their money that way. Some people work with people that like to flip properties. They'll come in and try to low bid on a property for cash, put some money into it, and then flip it for a higher price. Also available commercial properties, quite a bit different though. When you look at commercial properties, you're really looking at values based on net income. Likewise with industrial properties too. But those are interesting to work with, and they're very lucrative if you can sell something like that. Business opportunities are out there too. If somebody wants to buy a store or some type of business, you know, there's value in the business itself, not necessarily the structure, but you're selling the business. You can also sell land in farms, lot sales, auction sales, and timeshare sales. You can also do counseling, you know, talk to people that want to buy and they have no idea what's happening in the market as far as buying a piece of property. You sit down and counsel them and then take them on as a client to go out and look for properties. You can work in subdividing. That's the first thing that a developer will do is they'll buy a piece of land and then take it to the state and try to subdivide the property. Maybe it's 20 acres and you want to subdivide it for half acre minimum lots and then build homes and sell those. You can do loan brokerage or mortgage loan activities. However, I'll caution you, with that you need to have a real estate license, yes, but you also have to have an NMLS license also, which is National Mortgage Loan Services License. And you have to have that, which is the finance license, to do loan brokerage or mortgage loan activities. You can be a personal assistant for a big hitter and maybe learn that way and just say, I've got a license, I want to come in and help you. I want to learn as I go. So you can be a personal assistant to another broker or a real estate agent. You can do property management. People that we talked about in investment properties. Maybe they have 20 or 30 homes that they're managing. So you can help with property management, collect the leases, you know, do repairs, things like that. You can be a leasing agent in apartments. You could do appraisals. However, with appraisals too, you need to get an appraiser's license also. And I've got property management on there twice. So one of the things to remember when you're a real estate agent, you're deemed an independent contractor, so you're self-employed. And one of the advantages of self-employment is you can write off your expenses as you're doing your business. So you can write off your car, you can write off signs that you purchase against your gross monthly income to bring your net effective income down lower that you'll pay taxes on. So that's an independent contractor. But there's a difference in that too, in that a realtor is also considered to be an employee because you're under the supervision of the broker. So as far as tax purposes, you're self-employed and you're an independent contractor. But when it comes to the business and working relationship, you're under the supervision of the broker, so you're the broker's employee. Of course, this is a big advantage to the broker also because with the independent contractor status, the broker does not have to do any withholding for state income tax or federal income tax, and they do not have to pay a Social Security contribution, which we should probably bring up at this time too. So if the broker is not taking any Social Security out and they're not doing any federal or state withholding, you need to do quarterly deposits to make sure you just don't get crushed at the end of the year in taxes. So if you take all your 100% commission out and just keep it, by the end of the year when you do your taxes, you're going to have quite a hit for federal and state taxes. So most people will do quarterly deposits. So as you make money, take a portion out and prepay that to the state and also the Fed. So at the end of the year, you've paid your taxes and you don't get crushed with a huge tax burden. What's common today too is a lot of times agents will do partnerships or a contract between two salespeople. There's a lot of advantages with that. With two people working, you've got an ability to serve your buyers and sellers better. You have some experience possibly to help you. You work on things together to solve problems. You're both individually motivated as a team. You're probably going to bring in more even income flow, and both of you are out, looking for business. It's a better use of the combination of each person's time, talent, skills. It's a better use of paid assistance, or almost you assisting yourselves. You don't have to pay someone else. You share your experience and you share technology too. So as I said before, when you go into an appointment with a broker, he's not interviewing you, you're choosing a broker. So a couple of things you really want to do is you want to go to somebody that knows how to train. Make sure you talk to some people and say, well, how's the training at XYZ brokerage? And then really take a look at that because you want to get up to speed as fast as you can between your broker and the Board of Realtors. Because once again, the Board of Realtors, when you join the Board of Realtors, all their training is free. So you should be going to training over there at least once a week to learn about all kinds of things. How you do a 1031 exchange, which is selling an investment property and then purchasing another investment property. How to fill out a contract, really important. So tag on to your Board of Realtors. You get support from the broker. You come into a problem, you don't know what to do, and you need to ask somebody or go over a scenario with them. That's what you want your broker for. The current employees too, they can help you in that office, help out, work out some of your scenarios. The office just becomes an area of activity and comfort. You feel comfortable in there, you're learning in there, and you're generating your business. So to be successful, you need to train. You've got to have a good, successful, and positive attitude. You should go for some professional designations also. And you can look in your book and list some of the designations where you can become an expert on. It might be investment properties and so on. There's all kinds of designations you can get. You can get those designations through your Board of Realtors too. There's training where you can get those. And then continue training. Your self-training, do role playing, do planning. By all means, sit down and work on time management too and goal setting for a couple of reasons too. You can't work 100% of the time. You have to enjoy your family. So your time management, make sure and include some days off and some family time also. And once you get going too and you need some help, start looking at assistance. Ways for additional preparation would be number one, office meetings. Make sure and go to those because they're going to tell you what's happening in the market, the other agents that are speaking in there, and they'll give you examples of professionalism, how you act and how you do something under certain circumstances to make sure that they get a successful listing or a sale. And also too, while you're in the office, make sure you get somebody to train you on computer literacy. and what kind of software programs are available. And like I say, there's some really good software programs on the multiple listing service. And make sure you get some tax knowledge and learn how to, you know, write off expenses on a Schedule C on your 1040 on your federal taxes. Um, or get somebody to do it for you. But you need to know how to organize yourself as far as income expenses on a monthly basis to be a successful agent. Things that you ought to have to be a successful agent is an iPad or a tablet device. Wireless printer, maybe. You could have one of those, but you could also stop in the office and print something. A smartphone, because there's all kinds of apps that you can put on there to help yourself, gain information. Of course, business cards, a nice clean car to take your customers around in, a computer. Um, the easiest way to organize your files and keep things at your fingertips is if you have a computer and set it out where you keep all your information together. Special items, of course, and you have to be successful, so be happy and positive in what you're doing. And if you're in the right office, always ask questions. Go out and do that, and make sure you have good record keeping, especially for the end of the year where it's tax time. But also good record keeping too, as far as your database of customers, because you're going to go back and rely on them, and they're going to recommend people to you to list properties or to help somebody buy a property. So record keeping is key